morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through all the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Today, we're talking about the mandatory 7-day quarantine that will happen if you travel into India, effective overnight.
That's horrible news. And apart from that, we'll be talking about Apple is closing down Dubai stores in the wake of rising COVID-19 infections across the country.
And we have the cutest viral video. It's an Emirates crew member surprising her mom on a plane. It gives you all of the feels, and we need it in January because it's miserable.
Oh, and we'll also be talking about a father-daughter duo that saved a tree from toppling down.
We have the Founder Furballs, which is a local animal shelter closing down. Unfortunately, it's devastating news. And also we're talking about everything HSBC golf, which of course is happening this month. But before we get into it, we are in our new office. This is our temporary studio, as you guys know if you watch us every day. However, it's freezing. It's freezing.
Freezing? Yeah, it's freezing outside.
Yeah.
This space is comparatively okay.
This is normal.
Yeah, this is fine.
But we're having I have my jacket. We're all literally frozen, and it's cold outside anyway. But there's some AC issues that I think we need to fix.
Oh no! Yeah, yesterday was freezing.
Yeah.
Your mom came in and she was like, "I thought it was freezing, but now it's actually hitting me."
No, poor mom. No, she'll get you cold.
Oh, yeah, I hope not. I think we'll all catch a cold pneumonia. So it's just freezing in here. But I love the lighting of the studio.
Yeah. This is I think the VR room.
Oh.
Don't know what that's gonna be for.
We have one of those.
Yes. Do you know what it's for?
Virtual reality?
But what will we do here? What does that mean?
I think it's Ali room.
I know what VR means, but I'm like, what does that mean? Am I gonna come in and just for an hour every day be?
It's at the gaming. I think it's Ali room. Ali's gonna do something.
A gaming room. Interesting. I want to play. I want to do
Get
gaming.
on the video games like Bratz. Barbie.
No, what can I make money from? COD.
What's the other one? Call of Duty. Then there is GTA.
FIFA. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
But
we know our video
VR
games.
versus gaming. I don't know. Let's jump into our top stories. As always, we love to read your comments during and after the show, so please keep them coming through. We see you on Facebook, Twitter,
YouTube, TikTok. Did you say Facebook?
I don't know, Instagram. We see you all. But let's jump into our top story. India has introduced mandatory 7-day quarantine for all international passengers, and it begins today. So this was announced last week. And if you're thinking of traveling to India in the near future, which is what we were discussing yesterday, you may want to slot in a 7-day home quarantine into that schedule. Basically, overnight, it was announced last week, but it's come into effect today. India has passed the rule making it mandatory for that quarantine until further notice. The Union Health Ministry announced you'll need to provide further proof of a negative RT-PCR test on the 8th day via the Air Savida portal. Now, kids under 5 are exempt from both testing, pre and then on arrival, etc. However, if they show COVID symptoms on arrival, they'll need to undergo the necessary testing if they're showing symptoms. But yeah, 7 days quarantine.
Oh my God, this again, it's literally a repeat of last year, but anything to curb the spread of the new variant, because we know just how bad the second wave got last year. And now the third wave, that too with it being more transmissible, it's just very scary.
Mm-hmm. If you are traveling to India, the UAE is still deemed, we are a safe country. They have at-risk countries, and they will need to provide PCR test before travel, PCR test on arrival as well. However, because we're a safe country, we do not need to. However, depending on the region that you're going to, they also have specific rules in place. So as always, with COVID and with travel, plan ahead, and also know that all the planning may not even help. But check your airline, because they always have the latest info, and just check the country that you're going to for peace of mind.
Very true. And I think with these new regulations, a lot of business trips have been cut short, a lot of leisure trips have been cut short, that too. And that's resulted in airfares dropping. So, I mean, I mean,
there's a positive. There's always a positive.
Yeah, so if you're planning a long trip, then now is definitely the time. Get on the airfares.
No, though. I don't know if I could agree with you on that. I've seen flights to Ireland never got much cheaper. In fact, I felt like they got more expensive. Because there was less people traveling on the flights, and therefore flight prices went up. I have not taken advantage of a cheap flight in the last 2 years, I'll tell you that.
Casey, I would think flight fares increase when there's high demand. No? I mean, that's what
But I don't know. But I'm saying I haven't taken advantage of a cheap flight.
I wish we were in that position. I think it's a very small percentage that would actually cash in on the decreased air flights.
Well, I mean, I've traveled, but I haven't gotten a cheap flight. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And if it was cheap, wouldn't we all take it? Like we've the 2 years. Fortunately, in Dubai, we've been lucky enough to be able to travel a little bit.
Yeah, true.
I haven't traveled a massive amount, but I've definitely left the country.
Travel everywhere. It's just oh, look at that. Okay. But we'll move on to our next story. So Apple has closed all Dubai stores in wake of rising COVID-19 infections. Now, the Apple stores in Dubai have queues that lap around corners pretty much all year long. Now, you need to make appointments to shop at the store to get anything fixed. And it's such an in-demand location that they felt, that they needed to temporarily close both of the stores, which is at Dubai Mall and the Mall of the Emirates. And they will reopen on Thursday, January 13th. Now, they'll only be closing down their stores for 2 days. And both locations will remain, 2 days starting yesterday. So the timings for when they will open will remain the same, and you can double check on their websites. And the Apple Store in Yas Mall, Abu Dhabi will remain open, and online shopping with contactless delivery is also there available for customers. And Apple shut down 8 stores. Apart from this, Apple had shut down 8 stores in the USA and Canada as COVID-19 cases surged among the public from December last year.
I mean, it's safety first, right? Especially, so it's only a couple of days, so no massive panic.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we have heard of specific closures at restaurants because, let's say, for example, there might be an outbreak. So it's safety first, but also in the Apple stores, there's a lot of kind of touch points.
Yeah.
The whole store is basically a touch point, really, isn't it? So, and they need to be on their game. So I don't think it's a massive panic. I think these things are probably expected.
Yeah.
We know that the effects of Omicron haven't been as
brutal as Delta.
Exactly. But we still need to take those precautions. So well done them.
For sure. 100%. And that too, taking the time to sanitize the place probably, and just, reinstate those protocols, the COVID-19 precautionary measures. So, I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of 2 days.
So the Apple stores are closed until when?
Until Thursday, 13th of Jan. So
it's so hard for me to have conversations about Apple these days.
Why?
Because I'm now an Apple user after years of making jokes about Apple. So part of me, I just covered and stuff. But I can't make a joke. I can't make a joke about people queuing because I queued once at the store now.
You queued at the store?
I got a slot. And you booked the slot. And I had a lot to say about that. But moving on to the next story. An Emirates crew surprised her mom on board, and it's the sweetest thing. So some travel is happening. And actually, I think in the last year, when you've had those reunions, they've felt more than special when you've got to catch up with loved ones. So we love a viral video of reunions, and we saw one. If you're watching on Facebook, you can see it beside us. If you're watching on Twitter, YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, go on to the other platforms. But the video is adorable. It was shared by an Emirates cabin crew member who surprised her mom, and it was just that very special moment that her mom was in the seat, ready to board the flight or ready to take off, and her daughter just kind of pops around the corner, and they had that special moment that she hugged her mom and her dad. So it was just very, very touching.
Surprises are the cutest.
Surprises are the cutest. And do you ever see videos that have a mom or a dad, and it makes you think, if you have your loved ones around, that where you're like, oh, I need to message them.
Oh my God. Yes, for sure. Does that happen to you a lot? Yeah,
but I don't do it.
You think it. I mean, it's a thought that counts.
Yeah. Mum messaged me. There was a video about Angelina Jolie and all the amazing things she had done for her mum. And mum messaged me. She goes, "That's really nice." She has done amazing. There's probably I didn't even look at it, but it was probably buy her a house, set her up for life. Yeah, that's really nice. Well done, Angelina.
Was she trying to hint at something?
Probably, yeah.
But are you a surprise person? Do you like surprises?
I think we're going to differ here. No, yes.
No.
No?
I'm not a surprise. I love surprises, but I'm just not a surprise person. I need to know beforehand.
What if your best friend, your boyfriend, someone, me and Ali, planned this big party on like a Sunday morning, but like we like went crazy and like we had like music and a band and,
Oh my
and all your
God.
friends and everything. But you weren't dressed for it and you came in.
That's what, you know, like there has to be some hintage, something like, why would you have a random party?
But we worked so hard on it.
When is it?
I'm just saying, we worked really hard on it, but you wouldn't be grateful.
It's happened so many times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so loved.
No, as in like on my birthdays, like when my boyfriend had tried to surprise me, it just flopped like there was no tomorrow because I was just like, you know, in the worst mood. I don't know, something happened, didn't know about it. And it's like I wasn't mentally prepared. And when you're not mentally prepared for something, it's just like, you know, you can't really switch your moods, but you're not a surprise person at all. No.
I would be a surprise person, but I've had a party once planned for me and I just freaked out. I flipped.
We're the same.
Yeah, we're the same. It just like the thought of I never have big parties myself. So then when there was a party planned for me and I found out about it like 3 hours before, I felt really uncomfortable that everyone wanted to go to the party, and then I didn't want to put pressure on people to go to the party, and I just like cried for 3 hours. Yeah. Because I feel really uncomfortable when there's a lot of attention on me.
Oh my God, I think that's ruined surprises for you for a long time.
It really did, yeah.
3 hours of crying.
Now everyone knows that I don't react well to surprise parties, so it's fine.
It's giving me anxiety.
But then obviously you feel like a spoiled baby because you're so grateful that that everyone has done this thing, but then you just feel uncomfortable about it.
No, I think it's
then your mind is like playing this like game on you. Anyway, there's a beautiful video that's trending that can make you happy. This conversation probably didn't.
Right, and this trending video is definitely a very, very cute one that's been shared on our socials. If you guys want to check it out, or if you guys are watching on all our video-esque platforms, you can see it beside us. Now, what happened was very interesting. What did happen? Let me find the story for you guys.
It's another viral weather video, right?
It is.
And it's crazy how many DMs we get from you guys. And when I'm out and about and I see something. But it's because it's so rare, right? In the UAE that we have these moments.
That's true. So did you see this on our Instagram yesterday?
Yes.
Okay, guys, it's really cute. Now, what happened was a father-daughter duo saved a tree amid gusty weather conditions in Dubai last week. So this happened on last Thursday. And what happened was Dubai's community always goes all out and proves time and time again just how considerate they are with stray animals, those, like anyone in need. And now the father-daughter duo have saved a tree from falling in the most diligent of all ways. Now, with chains and long planks of wood, Zuria Othman and her dad set out on a mission to save a tree that was on the verge of being toppled down by strong winds near the Jumeirah Model School last week. And it was a very sweet post. She captioned the post saying, we should take care of nature as it takes care of us. And I think that's so fitting and that's so true. And with the UAE going more sustainable and taking up more sustainable initiatives, it's just, I think the least we can do is support in the smallest ways that we can. Even this gesture, I think, was so small, but every gesture makes a difference, like imagine that tree falling down. Like, it's a small gesture that a lot of people had opinions on social media. Like, it's just a tree. Why is that news? But it is news.
How dare you have opinions on social media? So rare.
Disgusting. It is rare, right? Trolls.
No,
we get a lot of those.
It's a nice video, and I think it's such a tiny thing, right? It's so small, and we always get questioned, as to the purpose of why we share some videos. I think this is gorgeous. I think it's like you could easily walk past the street and forget about it, and then it becomes this. It's in the middle of the road, and it's going to be in front of traffic. And also these communities, like I love trees in communities. We're so lucky to have them. There's people who are working so hard to put them up. So the fact that, and then this, it makes me think next time I see something that shouldn't be in the middle of the road or shouldn't have fallen down, I'm like, maybe I'll help. It's just a little act of kindness. It's not that big of a deal.
Very well said. That's so true. So true. It's like we post, outfit changing videos. Like nothing wrong with that, but people do that, and we love those videos and transitions and stuff. So why not something
this?
Yeah. So when videos like this come out, instead of just shutting them down, we should praise them. We should take inspiration from them. And I was checking out her Instagram after we posted the video, and a lot of people actually slid into her DM saying, kudos to you for this gesture. It's amazing, like even the smallest act of kindness goes a long way.
Speaking of amazing gestures, that's getting an interesting response. This morning, we shared a post that I saw on a private Facebook community group. I asked for permission to share. He said, sure. And the post is basically saying, hi to the community. My name is Ahmed Hafar. He is the official English voice of Dubai Expo 2020. He understands that times are tough and sometimes people aren't able to afford the basic things, especially if, they have a big family or visiting friends. So I wanted to say, if you can't go to Dubai Expo 2020 due to not being able to afford it, for the tickets for your friends and family, please message me directly and I will try to help to get you in. Tiny thing, he shared it with a private group, but we just shared it because got his permission and people are awesome. And like, what a cute thing. He obviously has access to tickets. He can get people in. So he's doing that. And there's a mixed response. Because there's like you're just never like social media and like, people are sitting at home. People are having a bad day on the other side of that phone too. So I'm not like getting at trolls, but it's just interesting. Like, I think that's incredible. He shared it with his community group where he lives because he wanted to help them out. He has access to something he was able to support, but it gets a mixed response because that's just the nature of social media.
I mean, honestly, people just love to hate on social media, but that's amazing. I think even that thought, honestly, like even to help out 2 or 3 persons, like it's something, like not everyone feels that way. Not everyone wants to, like if you have the privilege, not everyone wants to share the privilege. And even if it's like, I think the smallest thing, it makes a difference.
It's so true. You think about little privileges that we all probably have in our lives and the giving that we could do. It's a reminder.
Amazing. Like really, these kind of gestures, like that too. And Lovin Dubai, your kind gestures never go unnoticed.
Cute.
And celebrate it.
That's such a good tagline.
Right? Yeah. Should we change our bio?
Chop, chop,
chop. But guys, moving on, Brian McFadden is performing at the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship Ladies Day and tickets are absolutely free. Now the world's top golfers are returning to the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship in the opening Rolex Series event this January, which is this month. And this year it's got something special for the ladies, bringing you the first ever ladies' night where
at the Yas Links course.
Sorry?
It's the first ever ladies' day at the Yas Links place.
Oh, and you can get 2 free drinks. That makes it like so worth it. Anything free. And the opportunity to play with some golf, the chance to win 2 business class flights in the best, if you win the best dress competition, and a lot more. Now, to top it all off, the iconic Irish legend Brian McFadden will be live in concert at 5 p.m.
Of Westlife fame.
Oh, are you a fan?
Oh my days, yes. like that, there's concerts that are chill and there's concerts that are rock, but Brian McFadden is going to bring ballads at 5 o'clock on the rolling greens. It's going to be glorious sunshine and like Westlife songs, and he's obviously got his own solo stuff as well. It's going to be so much fun, and there's going to be a good crowd because the Irish are going to be there. I went there, but the most important thing is that tickets to the golf are free, and you can also get your hands on their hospitality packages, so you can level up a bit, which includes the Yas Lounge overlooking the 18th fairway from 900 dirham, and the Champions Club overlooking the 9th and 18th green from 1500 dirham. However, the ladies' day, get dressed up, get glam. You can win 2 business class flights. If that has never been an excuse to put on a nice dress and like walk around, be like, I want to enter. Have you ever been to the races and you see, it's like, I'm trying to enter here.
No.
I'm trying to enter.
Has that happened to you?
No, well, I've never been picked from the crowd because that's what they do, right?
Oh, do they just pick you from the crowd?
I believe in the races, maybe the golf is different, but when there's ladies best dressed, they have like specific style judges who walk around the crowd and literally go up to someone, they say, you look fab. Would you like to enter the competition? I think. It could be different in lots of places, actually. I'm sure in other places you go sign up and they take your pick. But then they'll pick a couple forward, and there's different prizes available as well as the 2 business class flights.
Put on a nice dress, have on your best smile, a little bit of confidence, and you are set for those business class tickets.
That's it. It's so much fun, guys. Love the golf. It's the Abu Dhabi HSBC Golf Championship, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get down to Abu Dhabi to get involved. But guys, stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, but we have the founder of Fur Balls, and you've probably read the heartbreaking post on Instagram that they are shutting down. But they're an incredible rescue shelter. Have been running for 5 years here in the UAE, and they need your help. There are 18 dogs who need homes. So please stay tuned for that interview. We'll be going live very, very shortly. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Welcome back to Lovin Dubai Show. We are now joined by the founder of a rescue shelter, which has been up and running here in the UAE for 5 years and has had to take the unfortunate decision to shut its doors. But also we want to check how you can help. Guys, welcome to the show. We have Fur Ball founder, Sara Zaki. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. And yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. We're in a new office, so we're in a temporary solution, so we're doing our best. But thank you so much for joining us. We saw your post on Instagram last week and we shared it, and the response was huge. Before we get into the most recent news, can you just tell us a little bit about Fur Balls?
So actually Fur Balls was set up around 7 years ago. We initially started without a shelter, so we would work out of foster homes, and we would place, the dogs that we couldn't find foster homes for in boarding facilities across the UAE. Then we decided to cut our expenses with boarding because boarding bills were accumulating, that we would rent a shelter and work out of a shelter instead of using boarding facilities. So we've rescued, rehabilitated around over 2,000 animals.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is. We wish we could do more. But it's just year by year, things have been getting a bit more hectic, a bit more challenging. We've tried, honestly, we have tried, and we're still trying. We're trying to figure out a way how we can continue to provide for the animals in the UAE, because we believe it is important. They do need us, and we need to be here for them. So sadly, we have decided to, put everything on hold for the time being. Not saying that, we're not going to be helping animals. We're not going to continue rehoming the animals that are under our care. But we need to take a step back and, try to figure out how we can continue and that it's feasible for us and the animals.
Thank you. It's really interesting to hear your story because I have a rescue doggy, and I'm aware that there are some amazing rescue shelters here in the UAE, but we're probably less aware of the massive challenges you face. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of what led to this decision and some of kind of the key challenges that led to the decision to stop running?
Well, there are various factors that we took into consideration. First, that basically groundwork and so forth is only done by me. So one person can't do it. We do have another team member, but she's all the way in the US. So it's like all she can do is like reply to emails, screen forms and so forth, advertise, social media and so on. So it's a bit more hectic when it's on the ground, because you have to physically, have to meet with families. You have to pick up the dogs, take them to the vets, house checks and so on. So it can get a little frustrating at times when it's just like, okay, I have to do this, but I have to do this and I have to do this, and you're just all on your own. We did have another team member as well, but unfortunately she had to take a step back as well because of her studies. So it's her last year in university. So I totally understand, and we're all understanding of the situation. Her studies comes first, and she needs to focus on that for now. Another thing is that we are self-funded, so we don't accept donations, we don't ask for funding and so forth, just because that we are a registered animal welfare organization, but we're basically registered as a business. So we have to self-fund ourselves and find a way to, cover our costs on our own. And unfortunately, adoption fees don't always cover the costs. So for instance, if we have a dog that was very ill and the vet bills are around, let's say, 5 to 6 thousand, the adoption fees won't cover that. So we have to ensure that, we get an X amount of dogs adopted per month in order to cover our expenses, which is not always doable, because not all the dogs that we take on will find homes within a week or a day or two, sadly. So some of them have been with us. We have Ace that has been with us for nearly 2 years and a half.
Ace, adorable.
Yeah, poor guy. And he's a beautiful husky, it's just that he's energetic. He's the typical breed, he meets the characteristics of the breed. So due to no fault of his own, it's not that he's a bad dog or anything. It's just that, he just likes to play a lot. Let's put it that way. So there are various struggles that we're trying to tackle. Again, like I really, really, really want to figure out a way how to continue. We've been doing a great job. We've really helped a lot of animals, and I don't want to see, us just turn our backs on them.
Can you tell us a little bit about the stray dog situation in the UAE as a whole? I follow a couple of Facebook pages, so pretty much most days I'm very, very shocked and saddened to see the stressed states that the way that animals are sometimes left. Can you kind of summarize the situation to people who may not be aware?
So I would say that we do have a problem, but I do believe that we do have people that are here to, pick up the pieces and help improve the problem instead of it getting worse. It is sad. I would say like the majority of animals that I personally see are left behind due to families relocating or them not being to afford vet bills. So once the animal gets sick or so forth, because it's like owning an animal in veterinary care is very expensive. Honestly, it's very, very, very expensive. Thank God that recently I've seen a couple of posts that there is pet insurance starting to come out, but it's very new, so it will take a couple of years for it to fall into place and for it to be, fully functional, I would say. So I believe like that is one of the main concerns. And then another issue is that I believe that, we need to educate. So myself as a rescuer, I'm there and I'm saving animals, rehabilitating them, finding them homes, but then I'm not educating as much as I should be doing. So, we lack posts of, how to care for a dog, how to care for a cat, what are the things that I have to ensure prior to adopting a dog, So I believe
yourself though, you can't do everything.
Exactly. I do agree. But, I believe that if we do put a little emphasis on education, that we could, we could create a bigger positive impact, because education is key in everything. Wherever you go, educating can make a big difference. So I believe that, if we put our foot down and we start educating, I think we could make even a greater difference.
Very, very true. Since your post got shared, you mentioned there was 18 dogs that needed homes. I assume that when that goes live, you'll get a lot of requests, but then obviously you have then the admin of the finding the right families. First of all, has it led to a lot of requests?
Thankfully that yes, it has. We actually have 26 dogs, not 18. That was a mistake from my side. So we have received, honestly, a heartful amount of responses from the public. And we're working on getting dogs into homes, into foster homes. Like we've already got around 3 dogs adopted, and we've got around 4 in foster homes. And we've got more families lined up to meet the dogs and so forth. But yeah, it was the first couple of days, it was overwhelming because the messages were just coming in. And it's like I'm replying, and then, I'm trying to screen the forms. And then Kristen is in the US, and like she only comes on at nighttime because of the time difference. And we're just like, how are we going to do this? but we managed, and we're managing, and we're continuing to try to manage. But it has been great. It honestly, it has been great for the animals.
Yeah. Looking back at the kind of 5 years that you've been kind of helming Furballs, can you talk about any kind of special moments that you remember?
There's so many.
Greatest
There's so many. Like, I get this question all the time. I can't say that one moment is, more valuable to me than another, because all the moments are, honestly. It's like every single moment that, I've been doing this, something happens, it's whether I'm meeting someone, whether, a dog that we haven't found a home for, or we believe that, this dog is never going to find a home, or not never going to find a home. That's being a bit negative, but, it's going to take longer, and, the dog is going to be overlooked for X and Y reasons. And then, we're just like taken away because, what we thought was reality actually wasn't reality. So every single moment is valuable to me. Every single moment, has left an imprint in me. And I believe that it's just something honestly amazing.
Look, it's in your heart, like the fact that you've had to take this kind of very difficult decision, as you explained in your post. It's due to kind of rising vet costs and not being able to work on credit as you were before, and a number of different factors has led to it. But it's clear that you still want to help. It's clear that the heart and the passion is there. So I really wish you luck in future. And if anyone watching this would like to reach out to you and to Furballs, what's the best? And if I want to help, but I don't have the capacity to adopt, is there any other way that I could help?
You could help by sharing the post. You could help by volunteering. You could come down and spend the day with the dogs, probably even take them out, like for the weekend, if you're going camping, if you're going, for a staycation or so forth. There are a lot of hotels now that accept pets, just give them a break, give them a timeout, and then pictures, while they're out, always help them find homes rather than, just portrait pictures of them at the shelter or so forth. So there's a million ways to help, and there's nothing that is too little. There's nothing that is too small. So there's a million ways to help.
Amazing. Sara, Zaki, thank you so much for your time this morning. If you have any updates on the story, please let us know. We're very, very interested, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, we really appreciate it.
Not at all. Guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Dubai show this morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're back with you every single weekday morning, same time, same place. Stay safe and wash your hands. Bye-bye.